If you've ever slid in to the DMs of Catherine Elizabeth after looking at a picture of her shooting an SMLE Lee-Enfield, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Guys, that is my only thing I'm stealing from Papa Thumb today. I couldn't resist saying it. Catherine Elizabeth, if you're offended, I'm sorry. But that's how we're going to start our Lee-Enfield SMLE video. Okay, so guys, welcome back. I'm going to start this video again by going through some of the clothing that we're wearing, some of the equipment that we're carrying today. So I recently just got my Ford Dodgers hat in the mail. I'm very happy. Thanks, Ford Observations. They didn't ship it to me. I bought it. They have no idea who I am, but I like to reach out to them. Thanks very much. As you saw in my little partnership with Canadian Cutthroat, I'm wearing the World War I Battle Honor shirt. These shirts are wicked, okay? There isn't enough companies like Canadian Cutthroat, and I'm extremely happy that they exist. Okay, some of the gear we're wearing. Let's start with the balaclava. We're not going with the Outdoor Research balaclava today. It is way too hot, and this way I get to showcase some of my hats. Today I'm just wearing a no-name neck gaiter I bought when I was trying to beat the original mask mandate. Okay, moving on. My watch today, I'm going to showcase a little bit of my watch collection. Here is a vintage Raketa Yuri Gagarin watch. Cool watch. The hands are little rockets. You got Yuri in the background blasting off on, I think it was Vostok 1 was his call sign. Okay, EDC. So my wallet I'm carrying, we've got Recycled Firefighter. They're an excellent company. They make all their watches mostly out of old fire hoses. However, this one is made out of combat boots from the war in Iraq. Inside that, I carry an Apple AirTag so I can keep track if I ever lose some of my stuff. Okay, my EDC knife. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on it. It's getting a little loose in the clip. I think I caught it on something. Again, my Spyderco Endura 4. This is a real workhorse. It opens a lot of boxes, even though I carry it like I like to think that I would knife fight somebody with it. Okay, my multi-tool. Again, I'm gonna try and get another one, maybe test it out, see how it compares. The Leatherman CS4 Juice, good piece of kit. Do anything from any little household chores to working on my old Silverado, and I'll use it for that. My EDC light, the good old 511, no change there. Same set of batteries. Okay, it's probably my most used EDC tool, and then following that being my knife. Okay, after that, my defensive knife. Okay, so my defensive knife, we have the CRKT Thunder Strike. I'm back to this, still waiting on the Amphibious Cravacut collaboration to come in. That is going to be an interesting knife to try out. It's a beautiful knife, and you guys will be the first to see it. Inside there, I've got a knife kit's holster for it. I use that. I find it fits pretty comfortably. And then something that I haven't showed anybody yet is the belt that I choose to wear. Okay, so the belt I choose to wear is a Dynamis Alliance Low Pro belt. It is stiff enough. What I like about it is it's stiff enough to hold like a gun or my knife, but still be used as a belt. Dom Rosso from Dynamis Alliance talks about how in the secret compartments you can put things like coins, money. There's a secret compartment in the back for whatever you might want to hide in there. I like to carry this should I need some quick cash in a pinch. I can use it. Dom Rosso says that you can use it if you have enough coins in the front end as some sort of weapon, like you're the transporter, flipping it around as you get sexually undressed in a fist fight. Okay, I'm yet to do that. All right, so next, we're gonna get right into the rifle. Okay, that's everything we're carrying. And the rifle we're gonna be talking about, guys, is the Lee-Enfield, I believe, #1 Mark III SMLE. Okay, with the matching bayonet. Okay, so I am not a historian. However, I love to think about, dream about the person who possibly carried these weapons. I believe that they are museum pieces that anybody can own, and they should be protected from bubbification, from being melted down, from being forgotten about in some attic and rusting away. They should be taken care of. They should be preserved because somebody carried this into harm's way. Somebody possibly bled for this at the hands of this, and it should be like a religious relic, these old guns. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the bayonet off just so I don't stab myself. It is a sword. Okay, so a little bit of the history. I know milsurp guys probably know a lot more than me, so please don't hang me in the comments. Just comment nicely, correct me, and I'll be good to go. I'm not a guy to get into comment wars with anybody. Okay, so the SMLE, standing for Short Magazine Lee-Enfield Rifle. Okay, there was many Lee-Enfields to come out before this. The MLE, I believe, was the one before this, and this one was mainly fielded by British forces in World War I. Okay, if anybody knows their history, Canadian history specifically, we chose wisely not to go with this, and instead we created a good rifle, the Ross rifle. However, it was created under dubious circumstances. Buddies padded buddies' wallets, and then the rifle was created. A very accurate rifle, still accurate to this day. However, it failed in the situation that was the trenches on the Western Front at the time. Okay, a few years later, the Canadian Army adopted the SMLE as their service rifle, and it went on to be our service rifle up into the adoption of the Lee-Enfield number 4 Mark I, probably the most beautiful rifle of World War II. Okay, so the SMLE was produced all around the world. Anywhere that the British Empire touched produced an SMLE. Their variations in which they were produced go all the way up into the 40s. This one is a Lithgow SMLE, as well as the bayonet. And this one is an interesting story because it was produced in 1918, used, I don't know exactly where, I'm sorry, used in World War I, and then refurbished for duty in World War II. The stock, you could see, is a slightly different tinge and is stamped 1944. So this thing was used in 2 World Wars. 2 World Wars, okay? So, a lot of history in this gun. A lot. Everything, I love everything about it. We're gonna, again, I'm gonna have to try and control myself. We're gonna go from the tip to the butt, from the front to the back, just so I'm not ripping off Papa Thumb again, God. I'm gonna talk to you about this rifle. So, it is a full stock rifle, a Mannlicher style stock, okay? Lee-Enfield rifles are some of the only rifles with a left-hand twist. Most rifles have a right-handed twist. Why? I'm not entirely sure. I think it's just an industry standard that was adopted. However, the Lee-Enfields, they come with a left-handed twist. So if you're ever in some sort, I know my gun club has a milsurp sniper competition, and you need to compensate for spin drift. This thing spins left, okay? The barrel is supreme, okay? For a rifle that is over 100 years old, this thing, granted I'm shooting it at 50 yards these days, still very accurate. It's at least half MOA, half to 1 MOA, at like a bench rest at 50 yards, okay? The bayonet lug is located right here, the bayonet loop, the bayonet lug is located right here. The bayonet loop affixes over this spot. It's something that until I owned an SMLE, I didn't know this, and I found that to be an extremely interesting thing. I just sit here and fidget with it, trying not to wear it out, but appeasing my needs to fidget with the old gun. Okay. The sights, the thing you'll notice with World War I sights is they are extremely fine and they are extremely precise. However, they're extremely hard to pick up. And that's when you would see guys back in the days with lighters lighting their sights to burn the excess detritus off their sights to create that fine aiming point. And with that, if you can pick up the sights, you can make an extremely precise open sight shot with this. Okay, the sight hoods, talking to Canadian Cutthroat, I did not know this, but there's a lot of, maybe it's BSA SMLEs, they would have holes like kind of like your AK or like your number 4, I believe, has it, or your Mausers have little holes in the hoods to allow things to go through, to allow it to adjust. However, these ones do not, and I think that was normal for Lithgows. Moving back, beautiful wood, beautiful finish. I do have the sling, however, I display this in my office as it should be, with the respect given to this rifle. Moving back to the sights, you have that beautiful like etched, almost like hand etched numbers on the sight. The mechanism in which you push it to adjust still works nice. It moves so smoothly because all these rifles were milled. They were beautifully built. Even though they were built in large production, they still managed to produce the amount of quality that was required to have just such a beautiful rifle 100 years later. You go through and you see even just the numbering, the lettering, the stamps on the weapon are they're period. They look like an old Coca-Cola sign or something like that. They're period correct. Moving back to the action, okay. They would say there was an interesting theory behind the British riflemen. Okay, they would say the British riflemen could fire twice as fast. I forget the exact ratio, but they could always fire faster than the German riflemen or the Turkish, whoever you were fighting in World War I. And they lended that to the spring-loaded mechanism that is the bolt system. So should you cock this weapon and it being clear, you push it forward, you notice that this is spring loaded now. Okay, this would come forward, strike the primer, setting the round off. However, when you're going up, it comes back automatically. The British riflemen would use this in conjunction with their tactic that they call the Mad Minute, that the military still uses today, in an effort to suppress the enemy, to both keep their heads down and to assist their fellow troops in moving closer to that enemy trench system. So this carried on into the number 4 Lee-Enfield, and into the number 5, the Jungle Carbine. If you have one of those, I still need to get my hands on one. They're getting more and more expensive as time goes on. Okay, moving on. So the action is extremely smooth. The bolt knob, positive. You can, if you want to. I am terrified to damage these things. You can really like burn this rifle down. However, these rifles should be treated as if you are smoking a fine cigar. Okay, everything about it. I'll do a range session. I'll shoot and shoot and shoot, and then at the end of the day, I have some beautiful hand load of 174 grain 303 British rounds, and I use it to kind of decompress, unwind from my training session. Okay, the SMLE has. It's a sort of a hood, and what this is for is it's like a sort of a stripper clip guide. So when this magazine ran dry, contrary to popular belief, a lot of soldiers, or no soldier, would reload a magazine. It was considered part of the weapon. It was removable only for cleaning. This would be this place in which you slide your stripper clip in there and push it down, okay? Milsurp, new people to milsurps, don't be doing like crazy 1R1s with these things. You're just gonna wear it out and kill it faster. And then one more beautiful rifle will be sent away to the junk pile, okay? Moving it forward, should this rifle be ready to fire? A lot of British soldiers carried these in the made safe configuration. So they'd have one in the spout, the hammer down, and that would be to avoid like a slam fire or some sort of negligent discharge while they're on the line. If contact was imminent or there was like a shot that came by, they would quickly run the bolt and it would be ready to go. The safety on this is just a lever. So backwards, think, whoa, I don't want to do that. Forwards, you're leaning into the enemy, about to take a shot. Just like that. I'm not going to dry fire it on camera because it is just such a beautiful rifle. Okay, moving back to the area that was refurbished. Okay, again, like I said, the Australians used these up into World War II. I don't know if this was used as part of the Home Guard or possibly some guy fighting in the jungles of Burma or Malaysia or New Guinea or something like that. But again, still just as beautiful in the wood, and you have the nice brass butt plate with an area for your cleaning rod and a nice brass inlay there. Okay, so that's it for the SMLE, guys. So the SMLE, a beautiful rifle, okay? If you want to get into talking about this, go ahead, do it in the comments. I'm really good at responding. If you want to share your SMLEs, go ahead and DM me. I'll put them, or any of your milsurps, I'll put them into my my page as a story, and then we can all like just enjoy these rifles. Okay, guys, keep collecting, keep training. All right, stay sharp. Thanks.